Now this is a podcast all about Bears. You either cheering for this team or just pulling your hair. I like to take a minute, just sit right back and tell you how I became the #1 Bears fan.
That boy is Benny Hunter.
Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. You talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. As you guys can see, I am recording from my car and I'm not at my home studio, but I really wanted to come on here and have a really good conversation about some Bears news today, because the report out of Chicago is this, or we can just call it a rumor. Bears not panicking on Justin Fields, but are concerned. Obviously, after 2 games, Justin Fields has 191 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions with a 69.2 passer rating. And after watching 2 games, and it's only 2 games, so I'm obviously not panicking, but after just watching 2 games, there's obviously a lot of Bears fans panicking on Justin Fields and basically questioning if Justin Fields can actually be a franchise quarterback for the Chicago Bears. But according to Jeff Hughes of the Bears blog, the team brass of GM Ryan Poles and head coach Matt Eberflus aren't panicking yet. They believe in Fields' potential, but neither of them can be called totally bought in on the young quarterback. Obviously, this is what Jeff Hughes tweeted. Heard this from multiple people. Nobody pushing panic button, but pressure will increase on Fields, not because he struggled, but because of the nature of those struggles. Hughes also mentioned in one of his tweets that the Bears love Fields, but if the clock doesn't speed up on the field, it will be hard for him to succeed, and there were plays to be made against Green Bay, but he just didn't make them. Interesting. And obviously, my first thought in all this, and obviously, I'm a very optimistic and positive Bears fan. You guys know this about me, and I think a lot of you guys hate that I'm so positive all the time. And, you guys always say, well, Keek, you just like mediocre quarterback play, and that's obviously not the case. I'm just as frustrated as you guys. I want Justin Fields to work out. It's been forever, and the Bears have never had a franchise quarterback, so I'm just trying to give Justin Fields the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, in his rookie year, Matt Nagy, we can just sit here and say he sabotaged Justin Fields, and then you bring in Luke Getsy, right? And it's a whole new offense. So technically, Justin Fields can be considered in his rookie year all over again. And I know a lot of you guys may not agree on that stance, but considering that Justin Fields is learning a new offense, and I know a lot of people will argue that Ryan Poles didn't do enough to surround Justin Fields, right? And those are all good arguments. And for me personally, I'm not going to sit here and panic because it's only been 2 games. It's hard to judge someone off 2 games, especially when they are learning a brand new offense. And there's always going to be new moving pieces in this offense due to the fact that they are learning a brand new offense. So as an optimistic Bears fan, I am not going to panic on Justin Fields after 2 games. And the good news for Justin Fields is, yes, it hasn't looked pretty at all in these 2 games, but Justin Fields still has 15 games to get it right. So that is a positive thing. I will say this, and I said this in yesterday's podcast of Keek on the Mic. After these 15 games, if Justin Fields is still having those same struggles that Jeff Hughes is mentioning in those tweets about how his clock needs to speed up, how his processing time needs to speed up, if we're still seeing those same struggles and it's costing the Chicago Bears football games, that's when, as a Bears fan, I may start to get a little bit concerned. I'm not sure if I'll be sitting here and panicked and looking like a chicken with my head cut off. No. But I will start getting a tad bit concerned about Justin Fields and ways that the Chicago Bears need to maybe approach this offseason to make sure Justin Fields hopefully improves. But maybe it's a situation as well that maybe Justin Fields, maybe it's just that's just one of his struggles. When you look back at him at Ohio State, he can hold on to the ball all day because it's college, right? His offensive line was good. His receivers will get open very easily for him, but he held on to the ball all day long when he was in college. But unfortunately, you can't do that in the NFL because everyone is fast. Everyone is athletic in the NFL nowadays, right? So obviously, those concerns are valid concerns from people within Hallis Hall, or from people like Jeff Hughes, or even amongst you guys as Bears fans. That is a huge concern, that the clock in Justin Fields' head is obviously kind of slow right now. And obviously it's up to Luke Getsy, it's up to Matt Eberflus, it's up to the Chicago Bears coaching staff, especially on the offensive side of the football, to try to help him get better. But once again, Justin Fields still has 15 games to get this right. So I'm going to give him the full NFL season until I judge. I'm not going to judge Justin Fields off of 2 games. So this is why I really wanted to come on here, because obviously looking back at Jeff Hughes' tweets, right? He said if his clock doesn't speed up on the field, it will be hard for him to succeed. And obviously Jeff Hughes is absolutely correct. And obviously, once I said, coming into the NFL, that was Justin Fields' biggest issue, was holding on to the ball too long. And obviously those problems are still occurring right now. As you know, when you look back at the Green Bay Packers game, we saw a lot of Justin Fields holding on to the ball too long. And obviously Jeff Hughes mentioned these in his tweets, saying that there was a lot of plays for Justin Fields to make, and he just didn't make them because he was holding on to the ball too long once again. For example, and I'll put this video on today's episode, and I really want you guys to watch this, because when I saw this video of the game against the Green Bay Packers, I was absolutely mind blown. And this is a good example of Justin Fields, once again, holding on to the ball too long. So it was a 3rd and 9, and you will see on the screen right now that EQ, Equanimeous St. Brown, comes wide open at the top of the screen, and Justin Fields just did not pull the trigger, and once again holds on to the ball too long. As you can see in this video clip, the offensive line gave Justin Fields enough time. I believe Justin Fields ends up just hitting, I think it may be one of the running backs for a modest 5-yard gain, and it was 3 and out, right? But Justin Fields, if he saw Equanimeous St. Brown at the top of the screen, he was wide open. He burns Eric Stokes, and that could have been a huge play. That's just a prime example of Justin Fields, of some of the plays he missed against the Green Bay Packers. There's a couple of other plays that he missed on just because the process is still kind of slow. He's holding on to the ball too long. But this is just a good example that I wanted to come on here and show you guys, and one of the things that Justin Fields really needs to work on, because those are plays that could obviously change the game. If Justin Fields pulls the trigger and throws the ball to Equanimeous St. Brown, maybe it's a huge play for the Chicago Bears. Maybe it's a big-time touchdown for the Chicago Bears. But all in all, it's a huge play that was missed by Justin Fields. So yes, I am optimistic that Justin Fields will improve his clock inside his head and get faster and get rid of the ball faster, right? But once again, I'm giving Justin Fields the whole season. I'm not going to judge him after 2 games. I told you guys this yesterday. I am going to ride with Justin Fields for the entirety of the season. But once again, if Justin Fields is still having the same struggles at the end of the season, I will come on the podcast and we will reevaluate Justin Fields and see what happens. I don't think they're going to get rid of Justin Fields after this year, but if he's having those struggles, something's going to have to happen. The coaches are going to have to do a little bit better job of helping him out. Justin Fields himself this offseason is going to have to improve in that dimension. But I think as the season goes along, as he gets more comfortable in the offense, I think things will improve for Justin Fields. But once again, I am not going to panic after 2 games, because to me, that is just absolutely ridiculous, especially when you're considering that, once again, Justin Fields is in a new offense. So once again, let the process play out. Try not to panic too much as a Bears fan, and let's see what these next 15 games look like for Justin Fields. So I just wanted to come on here and address this rumor/report because I felt like it was going to be a really good conversation. Once again, feel free to comment down below in the comment section and let me hear your thoughts about this rumor/report, and let's have a good conversation today on the podcast. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
Riding with Country Bear. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.